I'm Joe Brandel, DuBois, Wyoming. I'm a young 55 years old, and I'm ready for this adventure. This is where I live, in God's country here. Look around. This is great. Courage is being scared to death, but saddling up anyway. I think what's most important is not having any expectations when you come out here. I was hoping I had good snow. I was hoping I had enough snow drifts that I could dig into. It didn't happen that way. So what I had to do is I had to adapt what I had to the conditions that I was presented with. That's part of surviving. Being adaptable with no expectations. Have a lot of hope that things work out for you, but don't expect anything. There's nothing in this world that's given to you. You got to work for it. You got to learn to adapt. Now that we're most of our shelter complete, it's time to sit down, take a rest, put your clothes back on, your layer. You want to layer back up again. Most of any of the perspiration, sweat that I've had, I've gone ahead and let it dry out quite a bit. You know, that's the beauty of Wyoming, is it's so dry here that we have very low humidity, so the snow is very dry. We don't get really wet for the most part, and so that makes it really nice when you're layering up with different clothes to stay warmer, because the snow just basically powders off of you. One thing you might have noticed on my jacket here, almost all my zippers, I carry a little LED light on here, and so it makes a nice zipper pull to go up and down, and it still allows me to have a light at night if I need to. So I think that's really a great survival trick, is take your coats, your winter coats, summer coats, hunting coats, put one of these little LED lights on it for your zippers. You got mittens on, easy to pull. So I want to layer back up again. I really like this coat here because of the air pockets in it. Allows good insulation. And now I'm going to go ahead and put a weatherproof shell on the outside, which helps me then, if it starts snowing really heavy, I've got some type of protection from rain or heavy snow that might happen at any time here. So the layering system that I use works well for me. That's something you have to figure out what's going to work for you in the area where you live. So one of my favorite cook pots or fire starter are these little solo stoves, because I can use a lot of the wood that I have available with it. And then what I'll use is some of these just cotton face pads. And I could use Vaseline, but I like the cotton. And another thing I carry in my pack are just these hand sanitizers. So I'll squirt just a little bit of that in there, and then all it's going to do to the fire and that'll start burning right away. Even if it's wet, that'll start a fire. I don't have to worry about waterproof matches. How these work is the air comes up on the outside of here, and that's what helps create the draft to make these burn really efficiently. You know, one of the things that I carry with me besides several just pair of gloves, you know, to work around camp with is I'll carry a pair of mittens. These just happen to be a pair of World War II mittens. But I tied some paracord around it that just hang around my neck so I don't lose them. But before I started, one of the things that I did at the vehicle right away was open up some hand warmers and get the oxygen so they were working, and then just drop them into my gloves. Even if I don't need them during the day, until I get back to the vehicle, I know they're still going to be there. But if I need to warm my hands up relatively quickly, these hand warmers are already warm inside these mittens, and they're going to warm me up a lot faster. So as inexpensive as the hand warmers are, you're much better off to go ahead and just open them up, put them back in the foil pack. If you've got a foil pack, put it in your pocket. That'll help them stay warmer longer. And then if your fingers get cold, the tips of your finger, your shoes, the packs have already warmed up because they last for, you know, for 8 hours or more. And I can feel already how warm these are in my mitten. So I can put them, you know, down along my ears if I needed to. If I was really cold sleeping, you put them down near your femoral artery, put them inside your arm. But this is great. These are already warm. Keep my gloves warm. Another use of these, when I get back to the house, and instead of throwing these away, I keep them because they're deficit packets also. So if I have any electronic equipment or firearms that I need to keep the moisture away, I just break these up, throw them inside any of those packages, and they make great deficit packets. So another little tip there for winter survival is open them up right away when you start, and then go ahead and have them warm. And so while I'm waiting for my fire to burn down, put my hands inside my gloves, they stay nice and warm until my fire's ready to start heating me up some water for some tea. One of the things I also like to carry in my pack with me is I like to keep water in metal containers. And that way if it does freeze on me, I can always put it over the fire, loosen the top of the lid, suspend it, but I can heat up my water inside these metal containers, which is more difficult to do in plastic. You can, but I like this idea. You have to be careful, you know, these are inexpensive water bottles. If you do leave your water in overnight and it does freeze pretty solid, they're just going to split. But being inexpensive, you just get another one. But again, I like metal containers in the winter so that I can put it over the fire, heat it up. Even if I had to, if it was dry enough, I could actually use some of cotton clothing if I was wearing, say during the fall, if I'm hunting, I need to start a fire. I could put cotton in there, open the lid, put maybe a rock on top, and I could actually make char cloth in a container like this, a metal container. And that would allow me to get a fire started with my striker. In my cook container here, some of the things that I carry all the time in it is a packet of hot tea, hot drink mix, and then I carry coffee filters, which fits in there. So if I have to strain water from a muddy source, I can use the coffee filters to strain my water and then go ahead and use my water filter, and it won't plug up as much. But they take up very little room, and it works out really well for inside your pack. Some of the things I like to put, you know, to warm up is emergency. I'll mix that in with a packet and then throw just some tea in with it to make a nice hot drink to warm up. One of the things you want to do before you go to bed at night is, if you build a big fire up, is to go ahead and drink a lot of hot fluids to get inside your body to keep you warm at night. And you can also heat up enough water to fill up a water bottle and put that in the shelter or sleeping bag with you also to help keep you warm. So lots of ways to keep warm, hot rocks, etc. But this is just a good way to mix up a nice hot drink. let that cook a little longer, and we'll have a nice warm drink. All right, ready for a hot drink. Bears, I even do exotic animals like zebras. It's hard-ass work. It's what I do every day. It's what keeps me in shape. Let me give you a glimpse a little more at how this tanning's done. Watch this. You know what builds character in a man? Loading buffalo hides.
Oh shit! You just caught a fish barehanded. Huh?
You have it on video?
Yeah.
It's the best thing about America. You can get up in the morning, shoot, and piss off the porch. God loves America.